Hey guys, it's Open Throttle Gaming here. So today we're playing a different game. This one's called Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. If you haven't heard of this game, I personally love it. Um, but what I'm gonna do for this episode, I'm not gonna actually fix any cars. I'm just gonna kind of show you how it works and all that stuff. So first off, I'm gonna change my settings so it's not quite so laggy. See the lag? So I'm going to make it one resolution lower, which actually greatly improves the performance, as you can tell. So I'm going to show you the DLCs I have installed. So I have the tuning DLC, which allows me to tune cars and fix body parts, or use like custom body parts. And I can also use the dyno, which I'll show you later. I have the Bentley DLC installed, the Garage Customization DLC installed, which I can show you. The Pagani installed, Dodge Modern, and the Rims DLC. And again, I'll show you what all of these mean. I'm about to show you the list of cars. There's a lot. I'm just gonna kind of slowly scroll through them because there are a lot of cars, like a ton. So the ones that have a green tag on them, I went to the website and downloaded. So these 6 right here are mods. And then the ones with purple are DLCs, which I haven't seen either of these cars yet, believe it or not. And then the ones with no tags actually came with the game. You can tell because they have or off-brand names. So like these two are clearly Corvettes, but they're called Bolt Reptilia. But these are clearly Corvettes. And then this one's a Camaro. Castor Earthquake is a Ford F-150, and then the Raptor. Chieftain Bandit is a Trans Am. A bunch of other like awesome cars. I said I was gonna scroll slowly, so I have a DeLorean in here. I have a couple of just random cars in here. I've got 2 Vipers, several Ferraris. Imagine that. And at some point you'll see all of these cars. I have not seen one of these yet, or one of these, or one of these, or one of these. So I don't know how, like, what the spawn is of those, which I'll show you how that's where you can find all these cars. So then I have tons of Lambos, got a couple McLarens, Lycan, Maserati. Here's the McLarens. I said when I was pointing to Maserati, I said McLaren, but you knew what I meant. And then we've got Mercedes, GTR, Pagani, which allows me to use V12 engines, and W12 or W16 is the only reason I downloaded them. Got a Rolls-Royce, Porsche, Selena 7, Subaru, a Supra. I've worked on like 3 Supras. I have not seen a Zenvo yet. So what you can do is, I'm just gonna pick a random car. Let's do this one. So you can, for the car selection, whatever, in the main screen, you can look around at it, and then you can change the color. So I'm going to make it red. Then you can quote unquote show rust. So this is what it would look like if it were like in a junkyard somewhere. If it were in a junkyard, this is how it would look. it probably would be missing some parts. Now keep in mind that this isn't like just rust. Like it says it's rust, but the point is it's really like not perfect condition. So when it says show rust, it means like show it in its worst condition. All these parts that you'll see will show up as rust, but in reality it wouldn't be rust for some of these parts. You can sit inside. Explode it, open stuff. I've actually worked on one of these. These are pretty cool. Well, so now I'm going to show you how you start out. Is you take orders from quote-unquote customers, in which I will show you after it loads. Basically, so you get phone calls and these people are like, hey, fix this and this on this car, and you do that, and that's how you get money. And then eventually I saved up enough money where I can buy like a car from the junkyard, which I'll show you where that is. And you can fix those cars, which is basically what I do now. It's how I got to how much money I have currently. You'll see that in a minute. It takes a minute to load because of all the DLCs and the mods. It's really not that bad though. Overall, I really love this game, so I'll probably demonstrate a little bit, just show you like all the different shops you can visit. I have some different tracks that I can race on, drive on. I also have, you can also go to the abandoned airstrip where you can just literally just drive around an abandoned airstrip. So this is what your garage looks like. So you've got the tire section, the wheel balancer, tire changer, and then you get, as you play the game, you'll get all of these perks which make things better. So I'm fully upgraded. I'm at max level. So as you can see, I've got a few cars in here. I've got a Celine, I've got a Viper 720S, LM002, and a Centenario in here at the moment. And I have stripped all of the body parts off of them so I can work on them. But you can use, so this is like a interior cleaning basically. Then you've got a battery charger, welder that cleans the outside, makes it 100%, which I'll show you what that means in a minute. We've got a paint booth, the dyno, I haven't had to use this in a long time. It's the oil drain. If you're working on parts from or cars from like a customer order, you're going to need to use that. And the garage customization, all of this is customized. So this is black and green. I don't remember what it was like when I first got it. But how you access that is there's a ladder back here, which allows you to change the look of it. So that was fun. And then you can color these too. And then you can have a parking garage, and you can store all your cars that you have bought. So I'm actually gonna go visit these. I used to have a lot more cars. I used to have all of those garages filled, but I fixed all of those cars. It gives you a sense of how long I've been playing this game. It'll take it just a second because most of the cars that are in the garage are mods. Actually, I think all of them are, except for maybe one. Any day now. This is the only annoying part, is when you have to wait for all the loading. So I guess while I'm waiting on this to load, I can discuss all the different shops there are. So I'll show you in a minute, but there you can go onto a tablet or a computer inside this game, and you can go to the wheel shop, the rim shop, the tire shop. There's a interior, like seats and steering wheels shop. There are 3 body shops. One's like for like stock parts. One of them is for the modded cars, because the modded cars don't have parts inside of the game. So there's a separate like community body parts shop, and then there's the tuner parts shop, which is usually like bumpers and headlights and tail lights, and sometimes mirrors. A lot of them have glass too. But there's also the parts shop where you can buy engine parts, suspension parts, brakes, gas tank, all that stuff. Let's see what else is there. There's also the tuner shop, not the tuner parts shop or tuner body parts shop, but there's also a tuner like engine parts shop. We can buy like specialty performance parts that will improve the performance of whatever vehicle you're working on. And then there's also a custom gearbox shop or transmission shop, whatever you want to call it. And there's one more, I can't remember what it is. We'll look at it later. I don't know why this thing's taking so long to load. It doesn't it doesn't normally take this long. Okay, so I know it looks like I'm on the same loading screen as I was earlier, but I'm actually not. So the game crashed. I had been sitting at that loading screen for about 20-30 minutes, and it still hadn't loaded, and then it finally crashed. So I actually had to restart the game. So what you're about to see me do is pull it back into my garage. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to show you, well, the garage full of cars. I'm only going to be able to show you this. So anyway, what I'll do instead is I'll just show you the different shops. So here's your inventory. Here's all the parts I just took off. At some point I'm going to sell these and get a ton of money off of them because they're expensive. Okay, so here's what I was talking about earlier. So here's the rim shop. You get a choice of all these different rims. I have not used all of them. Hard to believe. And then you have the parts shop, where you can buy literally everything else. This is engine, suspension, brakes, exhaust, gearbox. Like, this is all like the non-upgraded parts. And then here's the body shop. This is for cars that came with the game or DLCs. And as you can see, there's a lot of these too. But you get the idea. I'm not going to show all of them. And then you get tires. They need a tire DLC, although I guess that's all the tires. I usually use the slick tires because I build drag builds mostly. Oh, I'm already home. And then license plates was the one I forgot. So you can choose from any of these. I just use a standard. Yes, I know I'm boring. And then interior shop. We've got back seats, front seats, and steering wheels. And then here's the tuning shop. It's literally the exact same as the other part shop, but has like parts that give you more horsepower. So I most of the time when I put like all the parts I could possibly put in an engine with just these parts, I get at least a 60% increase in horsepower. I have gotten a 98.6% increase, so almost double the horsepower. And this is the body tuning shop. Like I said, it's mostly headlights, bumpers, and mirrors. But there are some that have like hoods and fenders. Let's see, what else is there? I guess that's it. Bumpers, hoods, fenders, tail lights, headlights. Is that really all there is? Huh, I guess so. Anyway, and then you've got the community body shop, which is for all the mod cars. So these have like special parts. I'll actually need some of these later, and some of these. But this is where you get all the body parts. Then last but not least, you've got the custom gearbox shop. And then I'm just going to take off one wheel. Oh, I am home. Then settings. Let's just save the game, photo mode. Oh, so here's the calls, the orders. You can see up in the top right hand corner up here. So this is my level. This is how much experience I have. This is how many calls I have, and this is how much money I have. I can't show you with a cursor because, well, it does this whenever I move. So I have $66 million in 4 calls. Now I have 5 calls. So here's the orders. The blue ones are like story mode orders. So like these are just people who want you to fix their car. I haven't done one of these in such a long time. This is what I do. I take old cars from a junkyard. I'll show you that in a minute. And I bring them in here and I fix them. So I'm about to demonstrate how like the parts work. So you just hold and then you can take off parts. I used to be really fast at this, but I've been playing Minecraft recently, so I've lost my speed touch. So this is just the front right suspension. This is really all I'm going to take off. I need to do this anyway, so it's not like I'm harming anything. Usually I take the engine out first, but meh. I'll do it differently today. Alright, so as you all saw, that's how you take off stuff, and then it goes into your inventory. It'll be at the very end. And then all the workshops and junkyard and all that stuff. There's also barn finds. However, I'll go to one. So there's a racetrack, car auctions, off-road track, junkyard, test track, car salon, parking, my garage, the speed track. The workshop maps are cars you can. So unfortunately I can't show these because they're not fixed. But anyway, it's I have like a drag strip, a few other race tracks, and then here's the barns. Then here's a abandoned airport. I'll show you. Oh crap! I can't take a car. I'll show you once I get one of the cars fixed. But I'll go on and show you the car salon. Okay, here we go. Oh, how convenient is that? Here's a Bentley. I have actually never seen one of these. So it shows you like the brand new pristine condition versions. Got a Camaro over here. This is just a stock version. There's a wide body version, which I normally do. Stock DeLorean. A Subaru. Ooh, off-road Subaru. Never seen it like this before. Then of course we got a Rolls Royce. Let's see. Oh, it's off-brand Rolls Royce. That makes sense. But okay, so I guess this is a good time to show you what this stuff means. So this is like the exterior body. This is all the parts inside the car. Oh wait, no. Yeah, so this is all the body parts. These are all the interior parts, like the engine and all that. This is the frame, which I'll show you what that means, and then like the interior, like the seats and steering wheel. Then it gives you a list of all the parts and what condition they're in. So we'll just go home real quick and I'll show you what that looks like on some of the other cars that I have already in my garage. So of course, as you don't have parts or they're not in good condition, the percentage will be lower, and I'll show you that in a minute. There's also the junkyard, which most of those are in terrible condition. They're missing all kinds of parts. Okay, so this is what it looks like on a broken car. So the body condition is 1% because I took off all the body parts. It still has the engine and the suspension and all of that, as you can see. So these question marks means I haven't looked at it yet. And then if it's like grayed out, it means it doesn't have one. Frame condition is 66%, which is what the welder does. It fixes that. And as you can see, it's rusty. The interior condition's not that great. So next I'll show you the junkyard. There is a cost to travel there. I might buy a car while I'm here actually. We'll see. See what kind of cars there are. So the junkyard, you never know what you're going to find. Same with the barn finds. The barn finds are usually in better condition than the junkyard cars, obviously. But you can find used parts and full-on cars in the junkyard. You can also find those kinds of things in body shops. So this is what the junkyard looks like. They like to hide cars over here in the corner every once in a while. There's not one here today. Here's a nice Mustang. I literally just fixed one of these. So it's in terrible condition. Oh, it's a dummy anyway. Weird. So like you can search through junk and find parts. Lamborghini. Interesting. See, is there a car back here? Nope. But sometimes there's a car right there. There's a car. I'll come back to that. Here's a DeLorean. Bolt Atlanta. This is one of the cars that came with the game. Here's another Celine. These actually give me a ton of money. I might actually buy this one. Yeah. Yes. Car parking. So you buy it and then it sends it off to wherever you want it to be. There's a BMW i8. Here's, what is this? Is this a Rolls Royce? Oh, that's that car I literally just looked at. Heck yeah, I'm gonna look at this. Haven't actually seen one of these, so this is actually pretty cool. That was that car I just showed you at the car salon. It's the exact same car. Then this is an AMG of some kind. Yeah, I have one of those at the shop, so I don't need to buy another one. And I guess that's all that's here. And then I think next time I'll show the barn finds, because once you go, you can't ever come back. So I'm just gonna do that next video. I'm gonna rearrange the cars so I can work on a few that are similar. And I'll probably make that video sometime next week. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe and hit the bell for more notifications. And I will see you guys next time.